one of the biggest pain points for companies starting to build out their new sites is generating content. How the hell do I write a blog post today about fountain pens? I mean, really, if you sit down to write, there's really only so many things you can come up with off the top of your head about, fountain pens, for example. So let's go ahead and let's see what sort of options we have to generate ideas for new content and for creating new content. So you'll see here I have a local installation. It's a brand new, fresh WordPress installation. And I'm going to go ahead and just walk you through and show you how my product, Content Avalanche, makes the whole process of creating new content a whole lot easier. So let's go ahead and go over to Posts and click Add New. Alright, so for this example, this is just a hypothetical example. We're going to say that our posts are going to be mainly about fountain pens. We have a fountain pen store that we run on the other side, and this is how we get potential customers, people searching for back-end keywords about fountain pens. They come to this page, they come to our blog, and then they find out about our store through their blog. So let's go ahead and get started. You'll see over here there's a new button that's installed when you install Content Avalanche. So right in your back end you get a brand new button when it's installed. So let's go ahead and click it and see what we have here. Alright, over here to the left you see we can add a feed. Basically, Content Avalanche is just an RSS aggregator. What that means is that it will take any sort of RSS feed and turn it into stuff over here. It sounds a little bit more complicated than it actually is. So let's go ahead and start with a basic example, our fountain pen example. I'm going to go ahead and go over here to Google Alerts, and I'm going to show you how someone can do a potential, back-end feed targeted exactly to fountain pens. So let's just go ahead and let's do a Google search on fountain pens over here. Okay, I'm just typing in fountain pens. Okay. So apparently there's a couple different brands of fountain pens. Mont Blanc, Schaefer, I have no idea how to pronounce any of this, Waterman and Cross. So let's go back over to our Google Alerts. This is just google.com/alerts, and type in Mont Blanc. Let's see if I can spell that correctly. Mont Blanc pens. And let's say, what type of stuff do we want? You can see here we can get news, blogs, updates, video, discussions, a whole lot of stuff. Let's just get everything. Let's do as it happens. And right here is the most important part. See how it says deliver to my email address? Let's change that to feed, and then just click and create an alert. You'll see here that we now have a feed dedicated specifically to Mont Blanc pens. What that means is that anytime anybody pushes out new content that has the keywords Mont Blanc pens, it's going to go straight into our feed, and we're going to see it. We're going to hear about it. So, we're going to know what's going on in the world of Mont Blanc pens. Google Alerts is a great product. It just takes a little bit to populate. Like, it takes between 4 and 5 hours depending on the day, depending on the topic. But it takes that long to put stuff into that feed and to begin catching all that stuff and putting it into a feed. So you can see I've already done, for this video, fountain pens in Moleskine. Let's go ahead and see the fountain pens here and click the feed. You'll see this bunch of code that looks like a, who knows what that is, right? So let's go back. What I'm doing is I'm right clicking, I'm copying that link address, going over to Content Avalanche, and we're going to add this feed. Feed name is fountain pens, and then I am right clicking, pasting that URL in. So you'll see it's just a normal URL, and yes, this is content. Add. Feed added. Alright, great. So let's close that out, bring Content Avalanche back up, and click fountain pens, and there we go. That's our most basic feed with content relevant to fountain pens. You'll see it's just a bunch of stuff from any sort of blog, And what we can do is click over. Of course, it's going to take a while to load. We can click over and we can see just what exactly is going on in the world of fountain pens. Okay, this one came up a little bit quicker. You can see somebody posted new fountain pen ink cartridges. Over here, somebody posted something else, but it's taking forever to load. Okay, pens make a comeback. There we go. Here's something we could be interested in. Alright, License to Quill. It's a story about people using quills to write. Very relevant to our fountain pens. You know, we can just click right here. You'll see right here, add. And we get the image right in, we get the, the link into here, and we can just go ahead and add our own commentary on the actual news. And when we go ahead and publish it, we've created a whole new post specifically targeted to fountain pens, and we've added whole new content to our page. So, that's just more Google juice for you on the back end. So let's go ahead and just do another one just to show how quickly we can do this. And you saw on the other side before that I had a Google alert set up for Moleskine. Moleskine is a type of journal that writers like to use a lot. So let's go ahead and just see what's going on in the world of Moleskine. Open up Content Avalanche, add a feed, let's go over to our Google Alerts, and let's do our feed. Let's make sure, okay, there's all the stuff there. You can also copy right here, right click, copy, and then just paste this URL right here. And this is Moleskine. Again, it's just a type of journal with nice paper that a lot of writers prefer. So let's go ahead and bring Content Avalanche back up. And there we go. There's a whole lot more interest in these journals than there are in fountain pens, it looks like, on the internet. So let's go ahead and look through again. That's not in English. We don't want to use that. Okay, here we go. Interesting tools that combine the best of Moleskine. So it looks like it's a bunch of pictures. We can click that, check it out, see if it loads quickly. Okay, celebrate 30 years of Pac-Man with Moleskine netbook. That might be relevant. It seems like something's going on with Pac-Man. And again, you can jump on these trends. When a lot of people are searching for one thing at a time, you can get on this trend and you can be featured for news on things that are very relevant. And riding these waves of popularity, like, on things like Pac-Man Anniversary Moleskines, you can really get a lot of traffic. I mean, on a very popular news item, you can get 200 to 400 just by riding on the coattails of that search going popular and having something there for it. So, we just type in Moleskine and Pac-Man together forever. And publish it. And you'll see that it's very quick, very easy way to, get ideas for writing and to get yourself started. I mean, you don't have to keep these in here. You can write on your own tangent. But you'll see that we've already got so many good ideas, so many great photos, just by looking at the news and what's relevant for our specific market. And I would never expect that there would be so much about Moleskine. If you like what you've seen, you can go ahead and go to wpplugins.com, type in Content Avalanche, and you can go ahead and purchase Content Avalanche for $14.95. It's our beginning price. We're going to go ahead and raise the price a little bit further down the road as we add more and more items to it. So go ahead and pick up your copy of Content Avalanche and start making that content that is so important to generating users to your site. Thank you for watching.